Boeing is leaving America. This isn't just a company moving its operations, it's a seismic shift in the landscape of American industry. This isn't hyperbole, it's a gut punch to the heart of American manufacturing. For over a century, Boeing has been synonymous with American manufacturing. They were more than just a company, they were a symbol of American ingenuity and resilience. They built iconic planes, from the B-17 Flying Fortress to the 747 Jumbo Jet. These aircraft weren't just machines, they were marvels of engineering that captured the imagination of the world. These were symbols of American might, of innovation. They represented the pinnacle of what American workers could achieve when given the tools and the opportunity. Of our industrial dominance. The bustling factory floors were a testament to the skill and dedication of American workers. Now, they're shifting production overseas. This isn't just a business decision, it's a statement about the future of American manufacturing. We're talking about thousands of jobs gone, skills and expertise evaporating. The ripple effects of this decision will be felt far and wide. Communities built around Boeing factories, devastated. These towns and cities relied on Boeing for their livelihoods, and now they're left to pick up the pieces. This isn't just about lost jobs, it's about a loss of identity. For many, working at Boeing was a source of pride and purpose, a loss of faith in American manufacturing. The very idea that America can lead the world in industrial production is being called into question. The ramifications are huge. This isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a larger trend that's reshaping the global economy. This will ripple through the economy. From the stock market to local businesses, the impact will be profound and far-reaching. It's a blow to our national security. Relying on foreign countries for critical manufacturing weakens our defense capabilities, and it raises serious questions about America's place in the world. Are we still a leader in innovation and industry, or are we ceding that ground to others? We can't sugarcoat this. Boeing's exit is a crisis. It's a wake-up call that we can't afford to ignore. We need to understand how we got here. What decisions led to this point, and what can we learn from them? And more importantly, we need to figure out a way forward. How can we rebuild and revitalize American manufacturing? Because the future of American manufacturing, and maybe even America itself, hangs in the balance. We have the talent, the resources, and the spirit to overcome this challenge. The question is, will we rise to the occasion? Let's talk numbers. The numbers that tell a story of decline, of lost opportunities, and of communities in distress. Boeing's departure is an economic earthquake. It's not just a company moving. It's a seismic shift that shakes the very foundation of local economies. Tens of thousands of jobs directly at Boeing, gone. These were not just jobs. They were livelihoods, dreams, and futures. But it's worse. Think of the ripple effect. The suppliers, the small businesses, the local cafes and shops that thrived on the patronage of Boeing employees, the communities that relied on Boeing's presence. These were towns where Boeing was more than just an employer. It was a part of the community's identity. They're all getting hammered. The economic blow is not just a statistic. It's a daily reality for thousands. Take Washington State, for example. Boeing was their lifeblood, a massive employer, a source of pride. Generations of families worked there, building not just planes, but a sense of community. Now, they're facing economic devastation. Unemployment is soaring. Tax revenues are plummeting. The very fabric of these communities is unraveling. Schools and hospitals are hurting. Public services that people rely on are being cut back, affecting the most vulnerable. And it's not just Washington. This is a national issue, affecting states across the country. States across the country that supply Boeing are feeling the pain. The interconnected nature of our economy means that a hit in one place reverberates everywhere. This is about more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about the human stories behind those numbers. This is about real people. People who have worked hard all their lives, now facing an uncertain future. Families struggling to put food on the table, people losing their homes, dreams being shattered. The human cost is immense and often overlooked. This is the human cost of globalization. The promise of a global economy has come with a heavy price for many American workers. And it's a cost that's being borne by American workers. The very people who were promised prosperity and growth. The politicians promised us prosperity. They said free trade would lift all boats. They said free trade would lift all boats. But what about the boats that are sinking? What about the promises that have been broken? But what about the boats that are sinking? What about the communities that are being left behind? What about the communities that are being left behind? The towns that are now shadows of their former selves? We need to ask ourselves some hard questions. Is this the kind of economy we want? One where the few prosper at the expense of the many? Is this the kind of economy we want? One where corporations can abandon American workers on a whim? Where the pursuit of profit trumps the well-being of communities? One where corporations can abandon American workers on a whim? It's time to rethink our priorities and put people before profits. This isn't just an economic issue. It's a matter that touches the very core of our national identity and security. Boeing's move is a national security threat, plain and simple. When a company like Boeing, which is integral to our defense, shifts its operations, it sends ripples through our entire defense infrastructure. They're not just making airplanes, they're making the backbone of our military. These aren't just any planes. They are the very machines that ensure our skies are safe and our borders are secure. Fighter jets, tankers, surveillance planes. These are the tools that give our military its edge, its ability to respond swiftly and decisively. You know, the stuff that keeps us safe. The stuff that allows us to sleep peacefully at night, knowing that our military is equipped and ready. So what happens when we're reliant on foreign countries for those planes? What happens when the very lifeline of our defense is in the hands of others? It puts us in a vulnerable position. It gives them leverage over us. Imagine the power they hold when they control the supply of our defense equipment. Imagine a conflict, God forbid. What if they cut off our supply chain? What if, in a moment of crisis, we find ourselves without the necessary equipment to defend our nation? What if they jack up the prices? We'd be stuck. Our defense budget would skyrocket and we'd be at their mercy. This is bigger than just planes. It's about the very essence of our sovereignty and independence. It's about control, about who calls the shots. When we outsource our manufacturing, we outsource our decision-making power. By outsourcing our manufacturing, we're outsourcing our security. We're placing our trust in the hands of others, hoping they have our best interests at heart. We're becoming dependent on others. And that's a dangerous game to play. A game where the stakes are our national security and our future. We need to rebuild our industrial base. We need to take back control of our manufacturing capabilities. We need to bring manufacturing back home to ensure that our defense and our economy are in our hands. It's not just about jobs or the economy. It's about our national security. It's about ensuring that we are self-reliant and prepared for any eventuality. It's about our future. We can't afford to get this wrong. The decisions we make today will determine the safety and security of our nation for generations to come.